Welcome back to the 7-part series, The 7 Deadly Mistakes That Will Destroy Your Financial Future Forever. All right, this is the final part, number 7, but I would highly encourage you, if you haven't already done so, to start from the beginning with part 1. The reason is it'll set this stage up and others properly as these 7 deadly sins build on each other. I'm John MacGregor. I am your host for Wired for Wealth, guiding you to achieve lasting financial freedom and peace of mind. I want to be your antidote to your financial struggles. My goal is to help you think better, so you do better, so you feel better about your financial situation. But before we get into it, I would be remiss if I didn't mention this. If you're sick and tired of feeling financially drained, overwhelmed, and stressed, and perhaps you feel helpless in your situation, like there's no way out, and you wish there was a way out of this, I would highly encourage you to check out my new program at the Thrive Path Academy. This has been a game changer for so many people who are looking to find, once and for all, financial peace and confidence. This program is unlike any other because it gets to the core of why you're struggling financially. And then I lay out for you, I guide you a step-by-step process to get you off of Pain Island into a life you've always envisioned for yourself and your family. And you can read all about it on my website. I will tell you it will change your life for good. All right, let's dig in. This final deadly mistake, number 7, is wrath. As I noted earlier, your pension isn't as secure as you've been led to believe. And it doesn't matter if you're an employee or you're in Congress or a member of the largest and most powerful union in the country, or you work for a small company that promises all sorts of benefits to their employees as a way to attract and to retain the best people. No pension today, let me repeat, no pension today is guaranteed, no matter what the agreement or the contract says. Simply look up the growing list of companies and cities and other organizations that have already successfully petitioned union leaders and the courts to reduce their pension benefits to their employees. That's right. Reduce their pension benefits to their employees. No matter what was promised or what's written in the contract, these pension benefits for retirees that have worked their entire life are now being cut. Why would they do this? Look, promises are easy to make, right? Especially when you want to get elected. But making sure the funds are available when you retire, that is much tougher, especially when so many pensions simply overpromised, they miscalculated, and they're being ripped off by investment committees and many people on Wall Street. It's the perfect storm. And sadly, much of this is legal. But just because something is legal doesn't make it right. Plenty of things were once legal, but almost every one of us would agree they weren't the right thing. So why can they get away with this, right? It's all about greed. Union leaders, employers, our government, and Wall Street, they want to maximize their power and control over you. They want your vote. That's why they overpromise these things, knowing full well that they cannot deliver. But that's something that's going to happen 30 or 40 years from now, so they don't care. So instead of paying people more money in the present, they found that making promises for 20 or 30 or 40 years in the future was much easier, right? And cheaper. And these promises they made to their employees helped further their own self-serving interests. Most companies and organizations have been diligent to put money into those pensions, but there are also plenty of companies whose individuals in charge of these funds has stolen from them, manipulated the numbers, or done other nefarious things that bleed these plans dry. I cannot urge you enough. Don't simply rely on any promised pension or Social Security or other government programs. Sure, it'll be great if it's there for when you retire, but the way the economy is in this country, especially now with everything that's going on and worldwide, is moving, and the patterns that are taking shape in court and union board meetings is sounding a huge alarm. So what can you do? Well, you can take charge of your retirement yourself. Build your own assets. That's the key. Invest in the right stocks, real estate, commodities like gold and silver, start a business, a side hustle, create an online course, write that book that you've always thought about, start a blog, start doing things on your own to create income with the goal of creating passive income in the future. And look, I'll be teaching a free class on how to trade options and generate free cash flow using a very simple strategy anyone, and I mean anyone, can do in just a few minutes per week. But in the meantime, you've got to take charge of your own retirement and not put your full faith in someone else or some other organization, or certainly not the government. There are so many ways to do this. Focus on compounding interest. Look, if you're in your 20s, 30s, or 40s, think about this. If you were to put away $1,000 per month for 30 years and you got an average rate of return of 8% over that time frame, you'd be looking at $1.5 million. $1.5 million. And an 8% average return is less than the historical average the market has produced. So I'm being conservative here. Think about what that would do to your future, having $1.5 million of your own waiting for you when you retire. And if those pensions and the Social Security and other sources of retirement income come your way, that's even better. But you know you're taking control of it yourself. Now look, if you're in your 50s or 60s, you've got to turn to a variety of investments that offers more security. I get it. You may need to even delay retirement, your retirement plans, and that's okay too. Better to delay retirement than to never be able to retire at all. And finally, don't allow yourself to get caught by surprise when disaster strikes, like retiring and suddenly receiving a quarter of what you were promised and were expecting. I mean, that's just disastrous. That will cause you to become extremely angry, right? In other words, the wrath. And you must budget and live within your means. This is the number one reason people fail financially. People today are way too consumed by what they own. Too many people are using money they don't have to buy stuff they don't need in order to impress people that frankly really don't care. This isn't about sacrificing your gratification. This is about delaying your gratification. Some of it, and notice I say some of it, for the future, when you need it most. You do not want to be that person who is forced to continue working well into your 70s because you didn't monitor your spending and you relied on someone else, like your company's pension, to take care of you. Making sense? And look, I've seen that far too often, and it's not fun or pretty. In fact, it's absolutely devastating. Look, it's not easy, I know. The challenges are rooted in something much deeper, something that goes much further back in your life. That's the challenge, that's the problem. A power that's so great that's holding you back internally, and it's likely you're not even aware of what's holding you back. So many people are making so many mistakes without their own awareness. I've seen it for the past 27 years working with hundreds, if not thousands of individuals. And I've designed a solution for you to resolve your internal financial struggles and put you on a path to a life of confidence and abundance. I mentioned it earlier, and it's called the Thrive Path Academy. Check it out on my website to learn all about it. So as I wrap up, I hope this series on the 7 most deadly sins or 7 most deadly mistakes, if anything, I just hope it woke you up. And I hope this series of videos made you aware of some of the mistakes that you are making in your own life and showed you a few ways to avoid them going further. And do other people a favor and pay this forward. Send this out to others you know that may need some help in this area. You only have one life, and you do not want to get to your golden years wishing you had done things differently. That is no way to live. I wish you all the best. Take a second and drop me a comment below and let me know your thoughts. Perhaps what are some of the things that you're dealing with or some of the types of mistakes that you've made, because it really helps the community. And most importantly, what are you going to do about it? Until next time, upward and onward. We'll see you again. Bye-bye.